We're talking about.
This is really. I took all of that stuff apart and put it over here. See?
What year is that stove?
1864.
What brand is it?
Home Comfort made in St. Louis, Missouri.
Look at this old thing. Oh, that's the other door to that.
Well, here it is. A couple months after we've been here already at this point, we have stuff kind of slewed everywhere because we're working on little projects here and there. And then you start something and then you realize that something else is more important. So we're just going to walk through you with the house and you're going to see some of our things in places, but that's the idea.
Yeah, it's always a little bit of a catastrophe right at the beginning because you're trying to fix anything that could possibly cause the house to fall over.
Right. And here it's cool. My mom came in. She's a little older. She's so sweet. And we just wanted to give her a feel of Christmas. So we just decorated in here. And this was so pretty at night. I can't even tell you the lighting, the tree lit, the fireplace. It just the whole ambiance of this old home just wrapped.
It's inspiring to get one room sort of livable to where you can actually feel what it's going to be like when we're actually in the house.
I mean, obviously none of this is the decor, but it was just super cozy and it was a place to eat and it was fun.
And we got our old piano that came with the house.
Yep. Actually sounds really good.
Yeah, once the humidity dried out,
Yeah.
it actually got back in tune again, which was crazy. But then this is the masonry that I had to do in order to fix the bricks on the front of the house on the back side so they wouldn't fall out. So I took everything out, refilled them, remortared them, and then I put the expanded metal galvanized mesh over it and resurfacing polymer concrete in order to, give it some strength back.
Yeah, that was definitely the scariest room when we first bought the house. We're like, whoa.
The floors were all caved in.
The floor was literally caved in, and yeah, we did a great job.
And this is sort of turning into one of our storage rooms, and where
dogs.
we can put the dogs when we don't want them to run away.
Yeah, there's carpet in there, and actually the carpet's pretty decent.
Yeah. And then we have our old stove that we found at an antique store.
Oh, it's so cool.
Which is so cool. Once I restore it and get it all polished back up, that's what we're going to put in the kitchen. But we saw it a bunch of times, and finally we're able to get a really good deal on it. So that'll be a video for sure.
Oh, it'd be so neat. But those old doors, I love how all three of those matching doors going to the exterior all match.
And this is the kitchen after I tore off the roof, and then we put up the trusses, which was insane.
It was a 3-day job. No, it was a whole week, but it was only 3 guys, and Chris, no tool, like no mechanical anything.
I only had 2 guys helping me for 2 days.
Physically, like Amish style.
Yeah, it was insane.
It was amazing.
It was a lot cheaper than renting the equipment to put everything on the roof because they've lost their minds.
Oh, it's crazy. And we're doing this on a very small budget, so that was brutally awesome the way you guys did that.
Yeah, it was. I couldn't believe it.
These 2 kids learned so much working with Chris. They're like, what? He's like, we got this. Just listen to what I say.
Just keep going until it's done.
Just keep going. Yeah.
Well, we got that done. Now we're getting the electrical all ran and ready for the inspectors to come out and check everything.
Yep.
And now we're going down into the basement, which is between that and the attic. That's everybody's favorite part that they want to see.
This door is 4 foot tall. I can't tell you how hard I hit my head on this door. Chris has got a couple of knots on his head too.
I hit my head at least 3 times a day on that door.
You just don't expect it when you're walking back up. You're like, oh, whoa.
So the basement's all dirt floors, flagstone, but what's cool is there's so much clay around the house that you don't really get any water infiltration.
Yeah, and I'm like 5'6", and I'm able to walk around there no problem. Chris is taller than me. At times he has to duck because the floor is, uneven, but it looks a lot squattier than it is. It's actually definitely walkable.
Some of these beams that are running across the attic were rotted out on the end. So I sistered onto them on the other side and was able to get everything leveled out. But eventually I'm going to mill the right beams that match all the other ones to replace them, because people always like to criticize if you don't do things exactly how they were done back then. But, I'm just trying to make it livable. And here's a pile of coal.
That original coal from... God.
Who knows how long that's been sitting there.
Long
and there's
time.
a whole coal dump on the side where you could still see the track of coal running down in there like it happened yesterday.
But those are the original beams. What did the inspector said they were solid?
Black walnut.
Yeah.
So you can see they're all hand hewn.
Unbelievable.
It's insane, yeah.
And this aluminum ductwork, you can't get that today. I mean, you can, but you're going to pay so much. The ductwork is in such good condition. I don't know when they put that in. When do you think they put that in?
In the early 90s. And it was never used. It's like they put it in and then it was too expensive to run it. So there's not even any dust on the inside of the ductwork, which was amazing. So
Chris got that old oil furnace working. He rebuilt the inside.
Yeah, I got the wires all tied back together because a rat had gotten in there and built a home. And so you could tell somebody tried to get it fixed but couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. But after taking the whole thing apart...
Yeah, but luckily with our dad's help, they are so knowledgeable about old oil furnaces. Who knew?
Yeah.
It's just so typical back in the day. That old stone is just awesome to see that. And it's still in such good condition after hundreds of years. It's amazing. Over 200 years old. So yeah, that's full of oil right now, right?
Yeah, we got everything filled with oil and we've been running it.
And it's such a nice, even heat.
It heats up the whole house.
It was just amazing.
Minutes.
And then that all the brick just holds in the heat. So I'm just not used to that. Obviously we live in more modern homes, but it was just surprising. You can turn it down to 50 at night and come in the next day and it's still 60 in there. It's really cool. I can't wait to redo just the color palette throughout this whole house and try to get back some of the natural wood. But that's a window that had to get covered up now because that truss is so high, but we're gonna find an old antique window and make a a circle window up top on that other side. But this is just a cool landing when you come up. It's actually pretty wide. What would you say that is? About 10 feet wide there?
Yeah, something like that.
It's cool. And then
I can't believe the house was in as good of condition as
Me
it
neither.
was, with how bad the roof was and how
Yep.
long the water had been leaking in.
Yep.
Because it just, when it just rains all day, and it just slowly drips through everything.
And the house has no smell. I mean,
those are all natural,
unbelievable.
like original wood floors, which are amazing.
What's cool is this is totally copied. The downstairs layout is exactly the same as the upstairs. So this is going to be turned into the master suite. It's going to be really, really pretty. And sure enough, every room, there it is, fireplace, you know. Which, when you think about it, was so affordable heating your home back then. You know, obviously the labor of cutting all the wood and things, but
Well, it's still the cheapest way now, but it's a lot of work.
it is. We got an estimate for the chimneys there in Virginia. We about fell over. So we'll definitely be doing that ourselves.
And I love the colors of these rooms, the pastel colors. You can just tell how long it's been since they've been painted.
And that's not mold on the walls either. That's just plaster that has just kind of fallen down over the years. Like if you walk into a lot of homes now, you're like, oh, it looks like mold. It's not. It's just old plaster that needs to get replastered, right?
Yeah, it just got discolored from a little
Yep.
bit of moisture, but there wasn't really any mold.
But this is the only room that's a little bit.
That's the creepy room,
This
the
is
pink
so
room.
creepy. We don't know why it's creepy. It's just a little creepy.
Well, it's the room that goes up to the attic.
And it's got two little doors in there, and
It's
once
little
again,
short doors.
Yeah. So this fireplace is the same size as all the other fireplaces. This room's just a little bit smaller. But this also is the back side where those trusses are. So we're going to do half windows on both of these to still allow light in. It's going to be really pretty. So the top part of those are going to have windows. And here's going up to the attic. And then there's another cool door here. It's amazing how tall these old homes are.
I love the tall ceilings.
All the ceilings are what, 10 foot?
Oh yeah, 10 or 11
Yeah,
feet.
10 or
Some of them
11
get
feet.
even higher.
And then this is a full-size attic up here. I mean, you're walking around no problem.
Oh, it's a huge attic. I mean, the entire house. But you can see the Roman numerals that are carved into all the rafters. And all of them are held together with pegs, which is very interesting.
Yeah. It's funny when you look at the truss work nowadays and the truss work then, how it almost seems like an overkill of what we do now. And look, this has been here for hundreds of years. No
Well, these
problem.
materials, these woods were so much harder
Yep.
and old growth, where the new stuff is all young timber and it's very soft and weak.
They spared no expense on using the right material. That just goes to show. If you use the right material, it's going to last a really long time. I love these two little old windows when you're sitting outside. They are so cute. And they're really high when you're out. So when you're up there, that's high. I mean, even when you're on the second floor, you're like, I'm up really high right now. And then in the attic, it feels really, really high. Just so thankful to have this new roof on now. I'm just protecting her.
And there's some of the old chairs. Who knows how long those have been sitting up there, and shutters off the sides of the house.
Yeah, we're going to redo those and put those back on.
Mm-hmm.
Some old insulation over there in that corner. And then that is a little window on that one side, but...
And that's like part of a spinning wheel and some other tool that's up there. I know there was a spinning wheel in the house. And that's one of the original little baby shutters on the small windows.
It's a little window that's going to get redone. The property itself is so pretty. looking at the old original first picture when there weren't any like immediate large trees around the home, and now when you're on the outside, there's these two giant. I mean, they got to be over 100 years old
Yeah,
now.
they're also the black walnut.
Uh-huh. Beautiful trees in the property now. So big.
And that's the tour of the house. So hopefully you guys will stick around and watch the improvements happen.